Colson chats with Boardroom about her decision to leave the Las Vegas Aces and join the Indiana Fever, the current state of women basketball, what she's been up to in the content game, and much more.
Sydney Colson sits down with the Boardroom to discuss her decision to part ways with the Las Vegas Aces and sign with the Indiana Fever. She also delves into the current state of women's basketball, her content creation journey, and much more. Did you catch the WNBA shakeup that has Aja Wilson absolutely stunned? Sydney Colson, Wilson's longtime teammate and closest confidant, just turned the tables on everyone by leaving the back-to-back champion Las Vegas Aces for none other than Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Obviously, you made a big change in leaving the Aces for the Fever. What made you want to join Indiana? Here we go. Sydney Colson stated it was a variety of things. There was a new coaching staff. Amber Cox was a big part of that. Kelsey Mitchell, I played with her for the first 3 seasons. DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard are players I respected from afar. Enjoy their game. Kate Martin, my teammate from the Aces, obviously good friends with Caitlin Clark. They play together at Iowa, and she speaks really highly of her. And obviously, we saw the rookie year that she had.
Two-time WNBA champion Sydney Colson has officially inked a 1-year deal with the Indiana Fever. The Fever are staying aggressive, making moves with serious intent. Indiana is not playing around. That's right, the so-called Aces dynasty is starting to show cracks, and Wilson's fans are spiraling. But here's the reality. Out of all the off-season moves the Fever have made, this one might be the most pivotal. It could be the final piece that propels Indiana into true championship contention. Are you ready to see how this unfolds? Let's get into it. Obviously, you made a significant decision in leaving the Aces for the Fever. What was it about Indiana that made you want to join?
First of all, this WNBA free agency will not let us rest. Number one, we literally cannot rest. But also, I love this move again. Like, Sydney Colson is a great player, but she's also a player that is going to add even more to what we're going to talk about later, and that's that chemistry of the team.
That's what Sydney Colson had to say. It was a mix of things. The new coaching staff, with Amber Cox playing a huge role, drew her in. Kelsey Mitchell, whom she played with for her first 3 seasons, DeWanna Bonner, and Natasha Howard, players she has long respected, also influenced her decision. Not to mention, Kate Martin, her former Aces teammate, is already there, and she and Caitlin Clark are good friends. Colson has heard nothing but great things about Clark, and let's be real. After the rookie season Clark just had, who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Now, picture Aja Wilson waking up, checking her phone and realizing her most trusted teammate is gone. Not traded, not cut, gone, by choice, Sydney Colson, a 2-time WNBA champion with the Aces, wasn't just another player on the roster. She was Wilson's go-to, her closest ally, and the heartbeat of that locker room.
You mean to tell me that 2-time WNBA champion, the face of the God Dog League, okay? The Aces' main girl, right-hand man, Sydney Colson, is no longer returning to the Aces and is signing with the Indiana Fever? First of all, do the Fever even have any more roster spots open? How many folks are you guys going to sign?
But something shifted. Colson saw past the bright lights and championship banners in Vegas and set her sights elsewhere. This WNBA free agency cycle has been relentless. We can't even catch a break. But I love this move. Sydney Colson is not just a skilled player. She brings something invaluable: team chemistry. Let's talk about her impact. Sure, her stats won't blow you away. 2.5 points, 1 assist, and 8 minutes per game last season. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Colson is a defensive menace, a clutch performer when it counts.
Her, Kelsey, and Aliyah Boston, they had something special the second half of the season, and I just look at them as a young, hungry team. Our veteran president with DeWanna Bonner, Natasha, and me coming from winning programs, who have been around the league for a long time and can help infuse something in that team that can take them far in the playoffs.
Think back to the WNBA Finals 2 years ago. She was making game-changing plays that don't always make the highlight reels but win championships. She, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aliyah Boston had undeniable chemistry in the second half of the last season. Now, with veteran presence like DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, and Colson herself, players from winning programs with years of league experience, the Fever just might have what it takes to go far in the playoffs. But here's the twist. Colson wasn't just valuable on the court. She was the glue that held the Aces together. The ultimate teammate, the locker room leader, the one who kept spirits high when things got tough. Every championship team needs that player, the one who elevates everyone around them simply by being there. And now
she's the face of the league, self-appointed face of the league, but also just in entertainment and all of these things. She has done and achieved so many things and continues to find amazing places in the WNBA, including with the Indiana Fever right now. And I'm just really, listen, what other moves they gonna make? Because I love this one too. And just great move after great move after great move. And
now, Aces fans are in disbelief. Fever fans, they're celebrating like they hit the jackpot. Social media is in flames over this move. Nobody saw it coming. One fan even said, "This just ruined my whole day." Another went as far as to say, "Just hand the Fever the championship already." Let's talk about why Colson left a championship-caliber team. The Fever are making moves like a team that knows they're on the verge of something monumental. They've locked in Natasha Howard, secured DeWanna Bonner, added Sophie Cunningham to the mix, and now Sydney Colson. Indiana isn't being subtle about its intentions.
I'm excited for Sydney Colson, and I'm excited for the Indiana Fever because they have an amazing player who is also very hilarious, like one of the funniest people in the league. So really excited to see this.
Said, imagine the content between Sydney and Caitlin. It's going to be comedy.
Content for days. I know the Indiana Fever front office is just celebrating because that is a part of it too, is content and having players that are going to be good at that. So come on, Sydney. And
let's not forget the entertainment factor. Colson is one of the funniest personalities in the league. Imagine the content between her and Caitlin Clark. The Indiana Fever front office has to be ecstatic because in today's game, content and marketability matter too. Here's the bottom line. Colson chose Caitlin Clark over AJ Wilson. Let that sink in. Wilson's favorite teammate, her most trusted friend on the team, packed up and moved to Indiana. This isn't just a roster change, this is a power shift. The WNBA is entering a new era, and Indiana just made it clear. They're here to take over.
See it. I'm really trying here not to crash out, okay? I can't take too much more. I just said the other day, what did I say? Another bomb is Sunday. I said, this isn't it. You know, I can't wait to see what the next bomb would be. Didn't know this would be the bomb. Stephanie White ain't playing fair. I have to say it again. Stephanie White is not playing fair. She on one.
Indiana's roster's looking absolutely stacked. Clark running the offense, Kelsey Mitchell slashing, Natasha Howard and Aliyah Boston dominating the paint, DeWanna Bonner locking down opponents, and off the bench, you have Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall, and Sydney Colson bringing intensity, range, and hustle. This team isn't just well-built, it's a nightmare matchup for anyone.
Sydney Colson is a two-time WNBA champion, a true vet, an amazing backup point guard. And anytime that CC or any of the guards need to go to the bench, I mean, Sydney Colson always makes the right call, always makes the right decision. So to pick up a vet, a professional like Sydney Colson, and then you also have a vet like DeWanna Bonner, and you also have a vet like Kelsey Mitchell, and then you have CC and Aliyah Boston and Lex.
Meanwhile, in Las Vegas, the Aces, once untouchable, are starting to look vulnerable. Losing Colson isn't just about one player leaving, it's about what her departure represents. The Aces' chemistry and leadership have taken a hit, and their fans are struggling to process it. One summed it up perfectly. This just hurts. It's not just Colson either. The Aces have lost Kelsey Plum, their championship bench, rookie standout Kate Martin to Golden State.
I hope that some of y'all, if y'all are not familiar with Sydney Colson, I hope y'all, watch some highlights of her, because don't just be like, oh, Sydney Colson, she barely scored last year. She's not good for the Indiana Fever. No, she is. She is. Don't.
2 assistant coaches and even their GM. Plus, there's still the ongoing lawsuit with Derika Hamby. It's like watching a dynasty unravel, piece by piece. Meanwhile, over in Indiana, the Fever are riding an unstoppable wave of momentum. Caitlin Clark's arrival already changed the game for them, but now they're being talked about as legitimate title contenders. From a team that won just 5 games 2 seasons ago to a team with championship aspirations. This isn't just improvement, it's a full-scale takeover.
Caitlin Clark actually spoke on this on Sunday, and she had this to say, quote, I'm excited. Obviously, we made some great moves. I think Kelly and Amber and the whole Fever organization are helping us to win now, and I think that's really important. I think they're putting really good pieces together that are going to complement each other really, really well. And then she continued talking about Steph, their new head coach, and said that Steph taking over as head coach for us, I think is going to be really great. A great basketball mind, someone that actually called quite a few of my college games. So being able to build that relationship with her and just be in the gym and work on things that she probably saw when I was a freshman in college.
Ticket sales are through the roof, jerseys are flying off the shelves, and media coverage is at an all-time high. The Fever aren't just making noise, they're becoming the heartbeat of the WNBA. So, are we witnessing a changing of the guard? The Aces, once the undisputed queens of the league, are suddenly looking over their shoulders. And the team catching up, the Indiana Fever, powered by the unstoppable force that is Caitlin Clark. Indiana is giving their star everything she needs to succeed, and you have to respect that.
We knew that Caitlin Clark was this phenomenal talent, but she was entering a league that she was not familiar with. She was a rookie. The Indiana Fever have been actively building and rebuilding their organization and this team, and they have a lot of incredible pieces. But the fact that they were able to get into the playoffs and be a team that, although they didn't, advance far in the playoffs, they were a team that we kept saying, if you face them, they're gonna make it difficult for you. That organization then saw that and said, we're capitalizing on this and we're doing it now.
When you have a generational talent, you build around her, and that's exactly what the Fever are doing. What does this mean for the upcoming season? The Fever have transformed from scrappy underdogs to serious contenders in record time. They've got the talent, the momentum, and with veterans like Colson in the mix, the leadership to back it all up. The Aces, their grip on the league is slipping, and Clark's presence isn't just elevating the Fever, it's shaking up the entire WNBA.
What Steph White is doing and what the Fever organization is doing is nothing less than phenomenal, in my opinion. They are taking this young, talented core that they have, with Aliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark, and they're adding veteran players that Stephanie White has already worked with. Let's talk about that too, and has chemistry with and knows the work ethic of. And they are building this super team, make no mistake about it, that is going to give you instant results.
As the 2025 WNBA season approaches, the excitement is undeniable. The Fever were once an afterthought. Now they're a force to be reckoned with. Even Caitlin Clark feels it. I think they're putting together a really great group that's going to complement each other well, she recently said. So, are you ready to witness a shift in power? This season, we just might see the crowning of a new WNBA powerhouse. The battle lines are drawn. Whose side are you on? Let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.